Jaguars Happy Hour is presented by Jet Home Loans. And now, the Cadillac of sports broadcasting, J.P. Shadrick.
I don't think so, and welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour. It is Monday, and we've got a busy 2 hours ahead, of course. Tony Boselli and Prisco coming up. The Chiefs over the Jaguars in Week 10, 27-17, the final score at Arrowhead. We've got plenty of Fanatics fan questions going into the bye week. We'll go around the National Football League. As always, let's hear from Doug Peterson after the loss yesterday. Missed opportunities for the Jaguars all day long.
When you play great football teams, and the Chiefs are one of those great football teams, well coached, you've got to capitalize, I know they pride themselves on taking care of the football, and when you can create those opportunities as a team, we have got to take advantage of that, and we didn't do it as a football team today. And so that's really the message, and it's about missed opportunities.
Trevor Lawrence in the game, 29 of 40 passing, 259 through the air, 2 touchdowns, but some issues for this team yesterday.
They did some stuff defensively where offensively we didn't play our best ball, didn't execute well. We kind of started getting a little bit of a rhythm at the end of that first half, going into the second half. But too many missed opportunities too early. And we still had our chance at the end of the game and didn't make the plays to get back in it there. But, it's hard to overcome when you miss that many opportunities early in the game and, against a good team. So just a little bit too many of those.
And then to the defense, Andre Cisco had an interception, but the Chiefs handled their business otherwise.
Make them work for it, so limit explosives. I don't think we did enough of that. We had some big plays early on in the game, some down the stretch as well. That wasn't part of the game plan. So limit explosives, let them, obviously throw the ball, but keep it short.
There you have it, the full locker room sound and press conferences, including Doug Peterson earlier today, available on Jaguars.com and Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. That's where we're streaming right now as well. Pete Prisco is with us down in South Florida, and yes, Tony Boselli is in the building. He is in person here in Jacksonville. I can't even believe what I'm seeing in front of my eyes. This is incredible.
I missed 2 weeks. I was on the road 2 weeks.
More than that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while.
You haven't seen me, Pete. You see me just like you do every week, you idiot.
Yeah, but we haven't seen you in the studio in a while.
Right.
No, Pete. You have never been in the studio. So
I've been in there.
See me in the studio. It's by the way,
5 years probably.
Yeah. So JP could say, "I haven't seen you in the studio for a while." You need to shut your trap because you can say nothing.
Wow, somebody's a little salty, sensitive today.
Okay, but he is here for the full show, which is a novel idea lately.
How about that?
Okay, last week I missed the first segment because I was driving from Atlanta to New Orleans. Shoot me.
Well, how are we feeling after yesterday? 27-17, 3-7 record. Bye week is here. Refresh. Get ready for the stretch run. No?
I guess the way, for me it was everything went the Jaguars' way yesterday and they still lost by 10.
Yes.
That's like the biggest as I left there, and I agree with Doug, they missed opportunities. There's no doubt about that. And that would have been a wildly different game, I think, if they took advantage of those opportunities, especially early in that game. The onside kick, you had a drop pass, would have been deep into the red zone. Maybe you get 7, get up 7-0. That changes the feel of everything. You got 3 turnovers. You couldn't convert any real points out of that. So everything going your way, you still lost by 10. And I got in the game and afterwards and watching the tape, I feel more like that Chiefs offense could have done anything they wanted to whenever they wanted to. There was guys running wide open.
Wide open.
And a bunch of busts that look like you got some young guys struggling right now on that defense. And so
name names. Who?
Well, Devin Lloyd. There's no
terrible.
You got benched.
He's playing terrible.
Yeah, but he's been doing that for a while, a few weeks, Pete. I mean, that's why you see Muma get more and more reps as the games go on.
Muma played better than he did yesterday.
Muma is playing better. Right now, I have more confidence in Muma on the field than Devin Lloyd. No doubt about it.
I have a theory on Devin Lloyd.
Well, let's not just dive into that.
No, we will eventually. I'll just tell you, I'm going to put that out there. Something that I think I would do with him, and we'll talk about that.
Okay, I like that.
And so that's like the concerning thing. Like defensively, like just the missed, like wide open guys. You just can't do that. I mean, they rushed for 150, I think, against.
They did.
The defense. That's troublesome. We still get no pressure.
No pass rush. No sacks. 4 hits.
On the Zero pressure.
And then offensively, now that's a good front. They got their top 5 defense against the run, and they shut us down. I mean, they did a good job against the run game. They really did. And we never got it going, and that's really what this team thrives on. So it's disappointing. You're 3-7 after being 2-1 with 2 really nice wins against the Chargers, who aren't quite as good as we thought they were going to be, but still a great win on the West Coast. This team has not done that, so hats off to Doug and the guys. And they shut out the Colts, which was great. Now, Colts have some issues offensively. We've learned since then too, but doesn't matter. You got it done, and that was big. But since then, you're 1-6 in games, and I think at the end of it, when we get to the end of the season, you're going to look back at this stretch right here and be like, that's where this fell apart a little bit this season, where we missed opportunities, where you had leads. Forget about Kansas City because Kansas City's better. They're a better football team than we are right now. Now you could, so the good news is you were competing with them throughout the game. It never got really, really close, but at least you were, you didn't get blown out. You didn't get embarrassed. You fought. You kept on playing. But you now look at the stretch run, and you got some tough games coming up. You got Baltimore, very good football team. You got Tennessee twice. We know the history of that. You got the Cowboys who are going to be fighting for their lives for a playoff spot. You have the Jets, who are one of the better defenses in the NFL. So, and then you got Detroit and Houston. And Detroit can score points against everybody. That's what they've done this year. Now, they're awful on defense, so that'll help us. And then, so, I mean, but I really do think at the end of this year, you're going to look back in this stretch that we just went through and go, boy, we missed opportunities. This could have been a much different season, because one thing I know that is for sure is when you win close games, those stack up, and it does something to your locker room. It does something to your belief system and everything else. And they missed those opportunities.
Yeah, and watching the tape, I'm with you all the way on the defense, Tony. There were guys open like you wouldn't believe, and for whatever reason, they were almost out of sync a little bit, Kansas City. But okay, on the touchdown to Tony, that had to be Lloyd, right? On that, Tony?
So here's Doug Peterson.
It's hard to say.
No, Doug Peterson explained this today. The headsets went out for 2 straight plays. One of those was that play, and they got multiple calls in using hand signals, and there was a miscommunication because of the headsets being out for 2 straight plays. Of all times to have it in the red zone right there.
That's fair. I mean,
so that was the explanation
it's unfortunate.
today.
Yeah, and so on the one to Kelsey.
Why wouldn't you call timeout there then, if that's the case, if there's confusion?
Yeah, good question, Tony. That's a good question. Why wouldn't you call timeout?
Right there, that point in the game, every possession matters against that Chiefs team. Why would you call timeout? It's in the first half. Burning a timeout right there is not the end of the world. Now you could argue maybe you don't score that late touchdown because you needed your timeouts then, but still. I'm surprised. I wonder if that was a conversation on the sideline saying, hey, there's confusion out there. Because you could tell. I thought the defense was Devin Lloyd struggles to get lined up. You can see it on the field. And you can see Alucon having to tell him where to go. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's Chris. I mean, Pete, you saw the tape.
Yeah, you know what else, too, I noticed, Tony? He's kind of jumping under blocks and stuff. He's turning his back. He's not being physical at all. It's almost like he doesn't want to take on guys. Did you notice that a couple times yesterday?
Yes, I noticed that. I noticed
He turned it down.
Very
He turned
sloppy,
it down.
Very sloppy zone drops. I mean,
Yeah, like the one Kelsey, the long pass to Kelsey crossing. He's got to get depth and get over there. He just stays there where he's at. He was almost like he's in cement.
Go watch the tape, Pete. Oluokun
Yeah, I did.
Oluokun points to him.
Yeah,
Points
and then
to Kelsey.
and then on the touchdown to Kelsey, I think it was on him too. If you look at it, he kind of gets frozen, goes inside with 84, and you can see Oluokun's in there, and he's pointing at him. That's the one you're talking about. That one.
That one and the deep over too. Both of them.
This
one right here. I think. I mean, I'm not. Again, I got to be careful here. I'm not an expert. I think he has number 2. I think he's supposed to press the number 2, which is Kelsey.
Correct.
And
you can see the way you can see the way Oluokun's playing it. He's got that guy, and he goes with him. He should have him.
This is the one thing I know. Oluokun and Lloyd aren't supposed to be in the same spot.
No, they're right on top of each other.
So,
and then on the deep over, yeah, you can see him. Watch, he points right at him.
Yeah,
and they're all looking at each other. And then on the deep over,
that's another one where he points.
He's got to get depth. And he pointed at him, but he's got to get depth. He kind of gets caught looking to the left, and he doesn't get depth on that. But those are mistakes that young linebackers can make at times. I'm more concerned. There's a couple times he turned his body on a contact and tried to go underneath the block and didn't take him on. And when he jumped inside the hole, he left a huge hole for the running lane on the outside. There's concerns about him. He's not the same player, my theory is actually really good on him. This is what I would think about playing Muma and using him as a sub pass rusher.
A sub pass rusher. Does he know how to pass rush?
Tony, did you see him when he chased down Mahomes on the one play?
Okay, that's great. Just because you're fast doesn't mean you know how to pass rush.
He was a pass rusher in Utah.
Trayvon Walker runs 4.4.
He rushed the passer at Utah. He did it.
Okay.
You use him. How big is he? What's his height and weight?
His official height and weight for Devin Lloyd is
230.
6'3", 235.
Yeah, I'm just telling you right now, 235, not going to scare a bunch of tackles, Pete. What's
Micah Parsons' weight?
How heavy is Yannick Ngakoue?
What's
Micah Parsons' 245, 250, and he's a pass rusher. That's all he's ever done his whole life.
What's Micah Parsons' weight?
250 probably is my guess. I don't know. He's thick.
I don't think he weighs 250. But the point is, he's not ready to play that other position. Muma will at least take on the blocks, and Muma actually made some really good plays in the run game on Sunday, I thought. Tony, he came up and he filled, took on the guard, made a couple plays in the run game. He was better.
Parsons is 6'3", according to Wikipedia, 6'3", 245.
Well, let me tell you, that's if I need a resource.
Well, I'm just telling you what it says there.
By the way,
NFL.com, 6'3", 245.
That's more like it.
So
6'5", 240 for Arden Key, by the way.
So he's bigger. Parsons is bigger than Lloyd.
Yes.
No. Yeah. But again, you could use him in some sub situations where you can rush the quarterback. Right now, he's not taking on blocks. He's not being physical. He's jumping around blocks. He's leaving gaps in the defense, and he's bad in zone coverage. Other than that, he's been a good pick.
Yeah, and Pete, I'm not against trying him in as a pass rusher, so I'm not saying you're wrong there. Who are you taking off the field?
Right.
Now, you could argue, take anyone you want because no one else gets pressure, so what does it matter?
Keep Smoot out there. Smoot stays.
I mean, what does it matter?
I mean, they're not winning.
No.
You might as well try something.
They are not.
And that was by the way, that was a bad tackle to start the game and a backup off the street that was playing at right tackle to end the game.
Mike, I mean, Pete, don't even get me started. Logs and I talk about this every week. When you played the Broncos, you had the third team left tackle and the backup right tackle and the backup center, and we got no pressure.
Center went out. Yep.
So, don't get me started on that. Yeah, I mean, I would be shocked if Mumo's not starting against Baltimore. Because if you think Devin Lloyd is struggling right now, roll him out there against Lamar Jackson, that zone read.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, no.
I mean,
he's going to be a spinning top.
I mean, come on. I mean, I don't want to be too critical of the guy. I like him. I'm wishing him the best. He's young. I'm not saying anything outside of he might not be ready right now. He missed all of camp.
That's right.
So maybe he needs reps.
Tony,
I don't know.
Aside from the mental, and the mental's there, the physical is more worrisome to me. I don't know what's happened to him because early in the season he was more physical. He wasn't physical at all on Sunday. Nothing. Zero.
It's been a couple weeks, Pete, I think.
Yeah. But it was really noticeable on Sunday, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because he actually, you saw the one play where he was in the hole and he kind of went like this when he tried to duck under. I'm like, what are you doing?
We'll dig into that a little bit more. A little later in the program, we'll come back and get into the offensive performance. The Jaguars quarterback, Christian Kirk, went over 100 yards. Plenty to get to, of course, in the second hour. Your questions from social media earlier today will go around the league as well. We're on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media today, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jags, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. We're off and running. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Tired of hearing "fine" to every question you ask your child? Conversations with a child or teen in your life may sometimes feel one-sided, but they help build the foundation for lifelong mental wellness. Getting started can be difficult, but you don't have to do it alone. Wolfson Children's On Our Sleeves program provides just what you need to spark conversations that have lasting benefits. For free tools and expert advice delivered to your inbox each month, visit wolfsonchildrens.com/onoursleeves.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast,
we're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours,
we're with you. You have big plans,
financial questions,
and decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
We're right there of winning these games, and we've said that the whole season, and it's just every week, no matter who you're playing, like I said, especially when you're playing a great team like like Kansas City. It's hard to overcome those, and right now, with where we're at, we need to make those plays and keep that momentum, and that's where we're at right now. And you look at the locker room after the game, and everybody believes in what we're doing. Everybody believes where we're heading. We know that, but it's just still frustrating when you feel like you're in these games and you don't make all the plays that you have to make to win them. And that's the same story that we've talked about, and that's going to always be, it's always our message. It's about us. There's the things that we can control, we have to execute. The defense, for just speaking offensively, the defense is going to make some plays, but as far as alignment, execution, hitting the easy throws, whatever it is, we gotta hit those. And that's always going to be the message: is control what you can control. They're always going to make some plays, but we got to be better executing. Just from our standpoint.
That's the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, of course, and welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It is Monday after Week 10, heading into the bye week. And for 9 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. J.P. Shadrick with Tony Boselli, the Hall of Famer, and Pete Prisco. After as we recap this Jaguars loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, 27-17.
Let's start with let's close out the defense, and I want to get to Trevor Lawrence.
Quickly. We got a lot of defensive talk coming up, but go ahead.
The defense has a lot to clean up. They've struggled against the run as of late a little bit, and they really struggle in the back half. And part of that's because they don't rush the passer, and part of it's because they're not super disciplined in some of their zone. And I don't think they can play man. They try to play man. I don't think they have the corners to play man. Love Trey Herndon. He cannot play man. You can't run with him. And so I think Mike Caldwell is going to have to look at this during this bye week to kind of figure out what does our personnel allow us to do to move forward. I think that's I think that's where the main focus needs to be on the back half with a lack of pass rush. How do we get off the field? How do we improve that pass defense?
It's hard to play man like that when you don't have any pass rush though.
Well, and you can't. But Pete, right. They can't run.
I know. It's just. They're set back there all day. And
but they
when
can't
you play
run.
Mahomes, I know. When you play Mahomes, those guys can get those scramble, routes going, and it's a big problem for them. And I'll give you an example. I think it was a short yardage play, a fourth down play. He threw it to Kelsey.
Watson was so open on the backside, he could have walked into the end zone.
Oh, my God, he would have walked in. There was nobody near him. Nobody.
No one covered him.
No. And Mahomes never even looked at him.
He didn't have to. He only needed a yard.
But just little things like that. There's always guys open. I don't know what the answer is either, Tony, because I don't know. They're not fast enough to lock up and play man, and like you said, they're very undisciplined in their zone coverage across the board.
Yeah. So I almost think you got to simplify stuff, and just I'm not a defense coordinator.
But if you simplify stuff, let's just say they went to played a lot of cover 2, cover 4. That means you got to get home with your pass rush.
Well, again, that's why I don't want to say too much because listen, Mike Caldwell's a good coach. He really is, and I'm not going to sit here from the cheap seats and try to act like I know how to defense coordinate. I just know that they got to clean it up, and you got to figure it out. You can't get home with 4. That is clear. This group does not get home at 4. Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker do not win one-on-one. They just don't win very often.
No, I think they won like a couple times between them yesterday.
Yeah,
but Walker won on that one rush on the left against the backup tackle when he came up the field and kind of flushed him inside a little bit.
It's not enough.
Yeah, but every once in a while it doesn't work, and then if you don't get the pressure inside, you can step up.
I get it. They're not. Look, they drafted him with the idea he'd be a much better pass rusher right now. I don't care what they say. They can talk about he was a developmental prospect. He should be a better pass rusher right now. And Allen. And week in and week out, you can sit here and say, hey, they're both really good football players. That's not what they get paid to do. It's fine. You can be good against the run. You can be holed up at the point. You can do everything you want to do. But you got to be able to knock the quarterback down, period. Get him on the ground. Beat your tackle. Beat him with a move and knock him on the ground.
All right, let's switch gears to offense.
Okay, let's go to the offense. The
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor yesterday.
It starts and finishes with Trevor.
His numbers yesterday, Tony, 29 of 40 passing, 259 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, 106.1 rating, sacked 5 times in the game.
So let me say this about Trevor. He was awful in London. Just awful against the Broncos. And he got a lot of heat. And rightfully so. You're the franchise quarterback. I love how he's responded.
Yep.
The kid has responded. He played good against the Raiders after the first couple drives, got things calmed down, and led that team back to victory. And he played good yesterday. He played good. He had the deep ball to Marvin Jones, great catch, great ball. The shot down the field, the first drive to Christian Kirk,
right
hit
on
him.
his shoulder. Yep.
Hit him in the breadbasket. The deep ball to Zay Jones took a great play by McDuffie to break it up. Great play. He threw the ball. He was accurate. He was good yesterday. He used his feet. He was tough. He stood in there with free blitzers coming and delivered the ball where he needed to. He was over 100 for the 5th time of this season. The record for a Jaguar quarterback is 7 times in one season. He's playing good football. The
last 2 weeks he's been really good.
Huh?
No question. The last 2 weeks he's been really good.
My point is, though, Pete,
I think he was better. I think he's better than yesterday than those numbers would indicate.
I thought he was outstanding yesterday. Yep. And here's the thing: he scrambled. He used his legs. He's making smart football plays. I'm not saying he's all the way where he needs to be, but the question whether he can be the guy or not, he is.
That's absurd. It's absurd. That's an absurd question.
It's absurd. He's going to be the guy. So that was very positive yesterday.
Okay. He were there 11 incompletions. 3 of them were batted down at the line of scrimmage, by the way. And on one of them, he had a guy. He was going to Kirk. He was wide open.
Wide open. That happens, OP. You know that. These guys,
I know. But I'm just saying, the one to Kirk that Kirk dropped on the opening drive, he needs to throw that more outside, though. He let the defensive back get his hand in there a little bit.
I actually think he needs to throw it a tick sooner.
Maybe sooner, or more to the sideline. One or the other. You're right. But he's got to catch it.
He got to catch it.
Hit him.
Yeah, he's got to catch it. He was. You're right, though. They blitzed him, and he stood in there, and he made the throws. And I was as impressed with him on Sunday that I've been at any point in his career, including the games where he's had better numbers. I think his play yesterday was better. Those quick outs that he was throwing, those things were on the touchdown pass to Kirk, the one in the pylon. That's an accurate, quick ball.
That's
out
not an
throw.
easy throw.
Fantastic.
It's not an easy throw.
No, of course not.
Tight window.
And the only criticism, and this isn't of him, what the hell with the 3rd and 2 quarterback sweep again with that? Are you kidding me? Or whatever it was, 3rd and 3.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not.
The Bills have made Josh Allen is like Earl Campbell, and I think that he. And I'm not saying he's Josh Allen yet. He's not as big as Josh Allen. But now, if I was going to critique that call at all, I'm not sure I'm running it at Chris Jones in a wide 3. That's my criticism. That's my criticism.
He got right up the field and blew that play up.
Yeah, not the quarterback sweep. I like that play at call, actually.
I don't.
I just don't like it going at Chris Jones as a wide 3. That's not it. That's
I don't like the play. I don't like the play.
What would you run, Pete?
I got to find. Let him throw the ball. He's more than capable of throwing the ball. Throw the ball. If Chris Jones doesn't blow that play up, it's still not making a first down.
I don't know about that.
Oh, there were guys out there.
No,
they knew that play
was. If you hook Chris Jones and you get the corner, you get north and south, you get the first down.
Yeah, I don't think it was
I'm just telling you.
But here's the other thing. I still want to see more deep shots.
Well, they took 3, Pete.
I know, but I still want to see a couple more per game. I think I think they have that in them still.
That was more than Mahomes took.
Yeah, well, Mahomes. They played him a little differently though. They played off.
Well, that was the other thing. Kansas City was putting 8 in the box, and they were like, "You're not running. We are taking Travis Etienne away."
And they blitzed with that 8 in the box a bunch.
And they were aggressive, and they basically said, "All right, Trevor, If you can beat us with the passing game, so be it.
Let's come back. That'll lead us to our discussion about the offensive line when we come back.
Okay.
And their day at the office yesterday against that Kansas City front seven. Jaguars fall in Week 10, 27-17 to the Chiefs. It's a 3-7 record. Plenty more ahead. Of course, coming up in the second hour, Twitter questions, Fanatics fan questions, and we'll go around the National Football League. Check out the official Jaguars podcast network. It's free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you download podcasts. And this is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates Frequent Shopper Clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnery, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans. It is Monday, and we're recapping a Week 10 loss for the Jaguars to the Kansas City Chiefs. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. The Jaguars are going into the bye week. Plenty of things to clean up. Down the stretch, 7 games to go, starting in week number 12 when the Ravens come to town. We'll get to that coming up a little bit later. Well, the Jaguars' offensive line yesterday, Tony, Pete, 5 sacks allowed of Trevor Lawrence. Let's see how many times he was officially hit in the game. He was officially hit 6 times total.
Does the 6 hits include the 5 sacks? So
yeah.
one more hit after the 5 sacks.
That's right. Yeah, and then the running game, as you said just a moment ago, Tony, they made it a point to take ETN pretty much out of the game.
Yeah, and listen, the Chiefs were aggressive. And Spagnuolo, I mean, the defense coordinator is known for that.
They weren't all on the offensive line, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Some of them were coverage. Some of them were Trevor trying to scramble to make something happen because he couldn't find anybody. And then some of them were on the offensive line. It wasn't like they were getting whipped up front. Chris Jones is a really good player. He gave Sheriff a couple.
Sheriff got whipped.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. Everyone was worried about Shatley against Chris Jones. I thought Shatley played well against Chris Jones. I thought he handled him better than Sheriff did. Now, he didn't have as many opportunities. I mean, Sheriff was dealing with him more. And Chris Jones is a hell of a player. But I thought, for the most part, it wasn't like he was under siege. Like, when you hear 5 sacks, you're like, oh, my gosh. It was like every time they hit him, it was a sack. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't like 12 hits.
L'Jarius Sneed came off the corner one time on a blitz.
That's right.
And nobody didn't count for him. That was one. There was.
Well, I think that was a misprotection, Pete. If I'm thinking about the right one, I think. Again, I don't want to put it on Cam, but it looks like they were sliding that way, and Cam has to keep on sliding to pick up the nickel.
Right. He didn't slide.
I mean, that's me guessing. I mean, who knows? Phil Roush.
No, but you could tell by looking at this.
That's what I thought. And now Phil Roush, the offensive line coach, could say, "You're an idiot. You know what you're talking about." That could be true too.
There was one where the blitz came and ETN picked up one, but the other one got free.
That's
so
right.
there were. It wasn't like, and I'm with Tony on that. I expected after watching the game on TV and then seeing the numbers to see it be a lot worse than it was. Like Juwan Taylor had some moments where he wasn't very good. The right side was far worse than the left side.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. My big critique of the offensive line, though, is in the run game. Now, they had the extra man, and sometimes it was the extra man making the play. And as an offensive lineman, you can't do anything. You book one guy, and the back's got to make a miss, or you got to, hopefully he cuts away from him or whatever. I don't think we finished very well yesterday in the run game. I thought we were looking around and not finishing blocks. And that's my biggest critique. Not the pass protection. Yeah, he gave him 5 sacks. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible, though. It wasn't like he was under complete pressure every snap. But in the run game, I just don't think they finished. I don't think they were as physical as they've been in the past, and they didn't rise to the occasion and just say, we're going to dominate this front.
You'll remember this one, Tony, because there was a play where they ran wide and Juwan Taylor was leading kind of pin and pull, and he got outside, and he had his guy blocked,
and
then he just stopped.
And the guy makes the tackle.
Yeah, he just stopped.
Yeah, no
he started
finish.
Looking around.
We look around. We were looking around too much as an offensive line.
Yeah.
Just finish the guy. What are you looking at?
Let's wait for the whistle, right? Like the whistle will blow at the end.
Wait
of the
for someone
play.
to come tell you to stop. Let's
Of
try
course.
that.
Of course. And Tony's exactly right. There were many. I mean, that was the obvious example of all of them. I mean, he's actually got the guy blocked, and he just stops. And the running back's right behind him. I think it was a jet sweep.
Yeah.
To Hasty maybe or something.
I don't know.
Is that what it was? And he just stopped, and the guy makes the play right for like a 2-yard gain or 1-yard gain or something.
So that's my biggest critique is the finish in the run game of the offensive line.
It's fixable though.
Sure, it's an attitude.
Yeah,
you control that.
And I think Fortner's gotten better at it because he's realized this isn't the SEC anymore. He knows you got to hold those blocks a lot longer than you do in college football.
Yeah, I think Fortner's going to be a good player.
I do too.
Have they done a better job of that earlier in the year, though? I mean, were they finishing earlier? I mean, obviously in the run game, they were running the ball.
He wasn't.
Okay.
Fortner wasn't early. That was early. I think.
Yeah.
But and Juwan's probably the biggest culprit. He looks around. I'm like, just block the guy on you.
Even on runs away from him where he's got to get the cutoff block, he does it for a second and then he stops, and the guy sometimes can come down the line and make the play.
Yeah, so that's the biggest critique of the offensive line. You got to finish.
That line's actually pretty solid. I'm going to, and Tony, you said it before the season, but now the question becomes, what do you do next year?
I don't think you can sign Juwan Taylor, Pete.
I don't either.
Juwan Taylor in the open market, a right tackle his caliber. Let's just say he finishes the season the way he's played so far this year. Let's assume that.
And he wasn't as good the last couple weeks. Let's be honest about it. He hadn't been.
But still, Pete, you see right tackles around the league.
Oh, I know.
If he finishes the way he's played, he's going to go get paid $12 to $15 million a year.
Wow.
Pete, you agree with that?
Yes. I mean, like, I'll give you an example. I watched the Browns today on tape. Conklin was terrible on Sunday. And he makes a boatload of money.
I don't think you can pay Cam, 16, 17, 18, whatever he's making, and Sheriff 18, 19, 20, whatever he's making, and then pay your right tackle 12 to 15. This team's already up against the cap going into next year.
Correct. But you also have other guys that you're going to be able to probably set free.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be guys that will not be here, high-paid guys, no doubt about that. But I don't know if you can have that much wrapped up in your offensive line, especially when you got to go find corners. You have to.
Meanwhile, back in the day when he was playing, he had the high salary. Leon had the high salary. Ben Coleman got a nice salary.
No, he didn't. No, if you look at that offensive line, Pete, only Leon and I got paid.
Let me see. Yeah, right. Ben was on a small deal, but the second deal he got was a decent deal.
It wasn't big. It wasn't
huge.
It was middle of the road. The center,
I didn't have any money left over. You took it all.
The center was first of all, the center was on like a minimum, and Wiegert was minimum. It was in the middle of the range as well.
And when Tilsky played, he wasn't making a lot of money.
He was minimum.
Yeah,
or close to it.
Well, you and Leon took it all. Greedy.
Okay, blame us. I don't really care. My point is, I don't know if you can. Now, you have more leeway if you're the Jaguars because you have the quarterback on a rookie deal. But
could this team find a better option? I don't think.
Yeah, well, not a better option. I don't know if you're going to find a better option, but Tony's right. You might find an option that's close to it for a lot cheaper.
Okay, where?
I don't know.
You're going to go walk a little? Is that the answer?
Hey, Seattle's starting right tackle. They found him in the third round, and he's playing well.
I agree, but Pete, and I don't want to get into the draft, but
it's a little early.
It is the bye week.
Never too early.
No, but my point
is
not
eliminated yet.
My point is, Pete, you know this. I mean, you got a number of holes. I mean, I could argue you need two corners. Where's your pass rush going to come from?
Wait. You need two corners.
Yeah.
You don't think Tyson Campbell can play?
That's one. You play most of the snaps with three, Pete.
So you're basically saying that the signing of Darius Williams was a flop.
You tell me watching the tape.
No. There's been a couple games where he's looked like he could be the guy, and then there's been a lot of more games than not where he hasn't been. So two corners.
Okay, just say one corner. Fine.
Okay, one corner. A safety? Because what do you do with Jenkins?
I think Jenkins is playing as good as anybody. The guy absolutely just kills people.
I mean, when you look back at it, the drafting two linebackers was a mistake. Let's be real.
Let's come back in a moment. We'll go around
Nobody wants to address
AFC South. Take a look at the results from yesterday and the standings as we go into week number 11. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between, this truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jags. We'll come back with a look at the Miller Electric Center and the AFC South. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today, there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard, or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at PetParadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Basketball action is back at the University of North Florida. Come watch the Ospreys start their season at the newly upgraded UNF Arena. Be there for the men's basketball home opener, November 19th against SC State. Free t-shirts for the first 700 fans. It's also Military Appreciation Day. Military and immediate family members receive free admission. Go Ospreys, and thank you to all who serve. Visit UNFOspreys.com for tickets and details.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It's Monday, and the Jaguars got a loss yesterday in Kansas City. They're back home today ahead of the bye week. And if you're watching on Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, a live look at the Miller Electric Center under construction, and construction moving rapidly. And it will be open and ready for business before training camp of next year, 2023. The Jags will be in that building and ready for the 23 campaign and beyond. Let's go around the AFC South, and let's start with the Indianapolis Colts. New head coach, interim head coach Jeff Saturday. And the Colts get a late touchdown to take the lead. It's Matt Taylor on the Fan and 97.1 Hank FM in Indianapolis.
Ryan to throw, crossing pattern inside the 20 to go. The Colts 10 at the 5, and they will score a touchdown with Paris Campbell. That's a 36-yard crossing pattern all the way to the house for Paris Campbell. And the Colts are back on top as Paris finds Pater.
The Raiders fall. The Colts win at 25-20, and Pete, it's amazing. He got a win after all that.
You know what? Every time I see that, I think about you, Tony, what we always say. It's just football. If you know how to lead men and coach your coaches and let them do their job, it really isn't that complicated. It really isn't. And everybody was so up in arms last week about it. Oh, my God, how dare they? Jeff Saturday's been in enough locker rooms with enough good people, with enough smart people that he figured things out, and he let his coaches coach. Give me a break. It's not that complicated.
Well, I mean, I didn't hear it, but I did not hear it, but I heard about it. I guess Bill Cowher just lost his mind on the whole thing on CBS.
Yes.
And I don't understand it because here's my theory. Is the last thing anyone wants is for Jeff Saturday to have success, Because then the secret will be out that being a head coach is about leadership. And like that's the last thing. And I've said it forever. And I have coaches who are friends, and I tell them this. The way we hire head coaches is all wrong. Just because you're a good coordinator doesn't mean you're a good head coach. Two different skill sets. Now, Doug Peterson happens to be a great play caller and a really good head coach because he's a great leader. But him being a good play caller has nothing to do with him being a good head coach. Two different skill sets. Like, I could not, if any NFL team, heck, a college team said, come be an offensive coordinator, I would raise my hand and say, no, I am not qualified to be an offensive coordinator. I've never called plays. I've never coordinated. I've never put together a game plan that ties the run and the pass together in a coordinated way and then go call plays during a game. I'm not qualified. Not. Now, if you told me to come lead a team or an organization, I'd feel very comfortable with that. Very comfortable. And I'm sure Jeff Saturday as well. And that's what he did. Jeff Saturday is a good dude. He's smart. He's a leader. He knows how to communicate. He's organized. And he will, I know for a fact, let his coaches coach. And the worst thing, Pete, and you know this as well as I do, every coach in America is like, do not have success because if it works, it'll open up Pandora's box. Now,
correct.
I don't think, and this has nothing to do with Jeff Saturday, my guess is they're not going to win a bunch of games down the stretch. And nothing because Jeff Saturday is a head coach or not a head coach. It's just because they're not very talented. And they played a very bad Raider team. And they got the emotional lift of change. I mean, this happens in the NFL all the time. You change your coach out. You get that one big emotional, shot of adrenaline type of thing. And you go out and perform well. I don't think it's going to last. For Jeff, I actually think it'd be fun. But I don't think it will. But the ire that he received makes no sense to me.
How dare he? How dare he take that job?
First of all,
I mean,
I had this argument this morning. Like, what do you mean? What's Jeff supposed to say? No? Why would he say no? He loves football. He loves the organization. He thinks he can help. He was very honest too. He goes, I don't know if I'll be good at it or not, but I'm gonna go be me.
Right.
I'm gonna go lead
8 games,
and we'll see how it goes.
If I don't come back after 8 games,
I mean, if they came to me tomorrow afternoon and said, we want you to be the head coach of the Colts, and this is what we're going to pay you to be the head coach of the Colts, I have no business being the head coach of the Colts. But I'm not saying no. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, I don't like why they were going after Jeff Saturday. I have no idea. Now, if you want to make comments about Jim Irsay and that this is disruptive, it's a bad decision for your organization, so on and so forth. Okay, that's okay. Now I'll give you the counterpoint. Think about this: if you're Jim Irsay, you are awful. You have no quarterback. You have no juice. You're going the wrong way. You can't score points. And you're sitting here, and it's a long uphill fight to get to be relevant and to make the playoffs, which all that anyone cares about. You're in the entertainment business, last time I checked. You're in getting people in the stands, getting them excited, like people excited about your brand, about your team, and everything else. What would be more exciting? What gets you more attention? Naming Jeff Saturday as your head coach, or naming some assistant that has been in the league for 20 years and is a great coach? What do you think got the Colts fan more excited?
Well, Jeff Saturday's their guy.
Jeff Saturday's their guy. It's like you can criticize Jim Irsay all you want, but Jim Irsay's sitting back going, well, I got a lot of attention. I don't really care what anyone thinks about me anyways. That's obvious. Just follow the history.
Google him.
I got a guy who I like.
Google him.
I got a guy who's I trust. I got a guy who represents my brand. If it doesn't work out, who cares? I'll go find another coach. Trust me, all the coaches that are all upset right now and going, this is unfair, this is ridiculous. Guess what? If Jeff Saturday doesn't work out and they open up the coaching search, guess how many of them will sign up and raise their hand and ask for that job?
But the best thing about that, Tony, is
everyone.
where Brandon Staley was a defensive coordinator at John Carroll like 7 years ago or something. And
what
you know what I mean?
What makes him qualified to be the head coach?
Right. It's just like I always say, and this is no slight to any head coach because I respect head coaches, I respect coaches, I respect high school, college coaches. I love what they do. But most coaches went into the profession thinking they were going to be coaching PE, teaching PE and coaching high school football. Let's be real about it. That's what they thought. And so now all of a sudden they hire somebody outside the box and it's the end of the coaching as we know it.
And by the way, Pete, you understand that this doesn't happen in any other sport. No other professional sport would lose their mind. NBA hires Steve Nash. Didn't work out. Steve Kerr. How long was Steve Kerr an assistant coach grinding away before the Golden State Warriors named the head coach? How about Mark Jackson? I mean, just go down the list. Baseball. Guys, they get named coaches all the time. Managers. Some work their way
they're
up.
all in the minor leagues forever doing their thing either.
Yeah,
right. I'm with you. It's just bizarre that it's to that point in the NFL. It's crazy.
Let's come back. It is hour number 2 of Jaguars Happy Hour. Plenty more of this ahead. Your social media questions as well. And 1 hour down, 1 hour to go with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. I'm J.P. Shadrick, and it's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
The holidays are coming, and your local Ford dealer is getting the celebration started with a Black Friday sales event. Hurry in for great deals on Ford trucks or SUVs, arriving in time for the holidays. Shop big this year in the Built Ford Tough Ford F-150 truck, or make sure you've got room for all your holiday shopping in a spacious Ford Explorer SUV with available cargo management system. Get your holiday started with Ford. Don't miss the Black Friday sales event going on now through November 30th at your local Ford dealer. Not all features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
At 5-Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. 5-Star Credit Union, 5starcu.org. Go Jags!
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Tired of hearing "fine" to every question you ask your child? Conversations with a child or teen in your life may sometimes feel one-sided, but they help build the foundation for lifelong mental wellness. Getting started can be difficult, but you don't have to do it alone. Wolfson Children's On Our Sleeves program provides just what you need to spark conversations that have lasting benefits. For free tools and expert advice delivered to your inbox each month, visit wolfsonchildrens.com/onoursleeves.
we've played 10 straight weeks now. And so, the team needs a break at this time. It's a good time for it to kind of step away. And I told them to kind of regroup and really think about the first 10. But more importantly, I want to think about the next back half of this, or third of this season. And really focus on that. And because I still think, and I believe that our goals are still in front of us, Yeah, we made it a little bit harder today, but I think if we continue to improve, anything's possible moving forward.
That's the head coach, Doug Peterson, after the loss at Arrowhead yesterday, and welcome back. It's hour 2 of Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. The Jaguars missed opportunities and couldn't rally on the road at Arrowhead against the Chiefs yesterday. 27-17 the final score. Chiefs a winner over the Jags. The Jaguars had 3 takeaways on defense and a successful onside kick, but only scored 7 points on the ensuing possessions off those 4 situations. The Chiefs built a 20-0 lead at one point, and the Jags could never overcome it. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers, most of them running wide open on the Jags defense. No pass rush, no sacks for the second time this season. Only 4 quarterback hits for the Jaguars defense on Patrick Mahomes. Lawrence efficient again, but too little too late. No running game for the Jags, who are now 3-7, headed to the Week 11 bye, and they'll come back home Week 12 to host the Baltimore Ravens. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. What are you doing for the bye, Tony, anyway?
Nothing.
Watching film, getting better?
No, I'm not doing that. It's my daughter's 21st birthday on Friday.
All right.
So I am celebrating her birthday.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey,
we don't get buys. I don't get buys where I'm at.
Oh, yeah. You got to work all the weeks.
Yeah.
18 of them, baby.
And playoffs.
Hey, J.P., Doug said something interesting there to me. All our goals are in front of us.
Yeah,
yes, he did.
I don't know what he's talking about.
What were the goals?
Did not list them. I was not in Arrowhead yesterday.
No, my point is, my guess is making a playoff. I mean, that has to be your goal,
It's always the goal, right?
Win the division?
Yeah. Where is that happening?
Well, I mean, I was looking at the standings right now.
Hey, let's pull them up on Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media.
No.
AFC South.
I'm not even looking at the AFC South. I mean, the South were 2 back of the Titans.
Yeah, that's right. And you got 2 games against them.
And actually, I'm sorry, we're 3 games back.
It's 3 now since they won yesterday.
Yeah, it's 3 back, and they have a game in hand, so actually it could be 4 if they win.
Tennessee 6-3.
If they win this week on the bye. Who they play this week?
Green Bay on Thursday.
That's right. Indy 4-5-1. Jacksonville 3-7. Houston 1-7-1.
Okay. So so you're 3 back for all purposes of the Titans right now. Could be 2 if they lose. Let's just say it's 3. Because I think they beat Green Bay up there. That means you have to beat them twice. And I mean, it's a long with 7 left, down 3. If that's where you end up, it's a long shot.
There's no wiggle room.
But let's just say let's just think about getting into the wild. There's 7 teams now. They make the playoffs. The 7th team right now has a record of 5-4, and it is the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Those 3 teams are at 5-4.
Tiebreaker against the Chargers.
And New England is ahead of that because of the conference record of those 3 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So at 5-4, that means you're 2 back.
Well, technically, you might be 3 back.
You could be 3 back if they win. Correct, Pete. The reality is
you'd have to run the table.
Well, no, I think to get that 7th spot, it's going to take a 9-8 record. And so you have to, in the last 7,
6-1.
You have to go 6-1
and beat the Titans twice.
Well, no, if you go 6-1,
you could lose to the Titans once.
Yeah, if you go 6-1, you're going to be, 9.
Be better.
You'll be 9-8, and you'll be right there for that.
Well, that means you're go through that. You got to beat Baltimore.
Here's the schedule. Stand by.
I'll just give you. I know by heart. You got to beat Baltimore. You got to beat Detroit. You got to beat Dallas.
Nope, you're wrong. Tennessee is next.
Oh, I mean, okay. You got to.
But you do it by heart.
I do know it by heart.
Apparently not.
Baltimore you have to beat. You have to beat. You have to beat Detroit. Then you have to beat Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to beat Dallas. So just the next 4. Let's go to the next 4.
Next quarter.
If you go look at the next 4, Baltimore, Detroit, Tennessee, and Dallas.
All right, Baltimore's where? At
Jacksonville. In
right?
Jacksonville, yes.
Okay, they're not winning that game, but go ahead. Go to the next one.
At Detroit.
They could win that one.
At Tennessee.
Not winning.
Haven't
Done.
won since
Season over.
Nixon was in office last time. And then the Cowboys.
The Cowboys at home.
I mean, they could win that game. But then, okay, so say they go 3-1 in that quarter, just for the sake of the argument, and they beat Tennessee, which they're not going to do. But let's just say for that one they do. Go to the next quarter.
3-1. Now you're 6-8, and then you have to finish off with
three straight.
You have 3 straight, and the last 3 I don't know the exact order, but you have.
It's a short week at New York Jets.
You have Jets, Titans, Houston.
Nope.
Or Jets. I'm sorry, Jets, Houston, Titans.
Yes.
And they could win against the Jets. They could win against Houston, and they're not beating the Titans. I mean, what in their right mind gives you the idea that they were going to even get a split with the Titans? I mean,
No, I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying they're going to go 6-1. I'm saying I'm assuming when Doug says all of the goals are in front of them, meaning you're going to contend for the playoffs, you got to get to 9-8. In my opinion,
meaning they're not eliminated from anything yet, so that your goals are still in front of you. Go win out, and you might win the division. I mean, basically, if you beat the Titans twice and they stumble once, you might win the division.
The Colts would need to stumble a time or two, obviously. Yes.
I mean, they haven't shown anything that they can't, right?
My point is, if you want to say everything's in front of you, you got to go 6-1.
Well, you can say everything's in front of you. Do you at all believe that?
No, there's nothing that this team has shown me in the first 10 games that makes me think they're going to go 6-1.
No, 0. This is about building for next year because that's what you're playing for. They're not playing this year. They had an opportunity this year. If they win 2 or 3 of those other games that they should have won, they'd be sitting there pretty.
They would be sitting in a good spot right now.
Really good spot.
If they were, 6-4 instead of 3-7, like, okay. Heck, if you were 5-5.
Yeah, you're a game, game and a half out,
you're
a half
right
game
there.
out, whatever you want.
You're right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they had opportunities to do that. They missed those opportunities, and because of that, like I said earlier, you are what your record says you are, according to Bill Parcells. I agree with him. You're a 3-7 team right now, and you got to change that. And you got to change that narrative, and you got to go win games. And you got the bye week. Go relax, get your mind right, get your body right, because Baltimore's coming to town, and that's a good football team.
We'll talk more about this next week, but just an idea what's a good second half for them?
Well, I was just going to talk about that, Pete. I was going to ask that question too.
Yeah, that's actually going to be our keeping it real.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it, keeping it real. Like
when we come back.
What would be in the next 7 games? How many wins does it take to say, you know what, that was a good year?
Okay, let's come back. We're going to keep it real. When we return, we're going to sell some wine too.
Okay,
that's all combined into one same segment.
Are we waiting for our boxes yet?
We've been waiting for a while.
It's Christmas.
Pete.
It's Christmas coming up. Tony needs to give out his presents.
It's coming quick. The clock's ticking. Jaguars Game Day Radio is brought to you by ViStar Credit Union. Do good, bank better, and it's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, Don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It is Monday. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco. The Jaguars fell yesterday in Kansas City 27-17, and it's time for Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. We gave the hard tease right before the break, but here it is tonight, the realistic stretch run for the Jaguars. What is a good final 7 games for this Jaguars team? May not have to be wins and losses. You could go deeper than that, Tony, if you'd like.
Well, I think it starts with wins and losses because let me ask you a question. Let's say they lose. Let's go worst case scenario. They lose the next 7 and they're 3-14.
That's not good.
Like, what could make you feel better? Trevor being great?
Well,
yeah,
would you rather? Let me ask you this: would you rather go? Would you, if you, 6-11, and Trevor looked bad, but the defense played better, or 3 and whatever, and Trevor played great the rest of the way? See, personally, I think the whole second half is about Trevor Lawrence for me. Pass rush and passer. They got to show some life in the pass rush, or else after the season they're going to have to evaluate it. At least in my mind.
I mean, unless something drastically changes, Pete, I think you're going to have to evaluate it.
How?
And what could change that you would not be concerned about the pass rush? I mean,
all of a sudden they start getting piling up sacks. They get if they get 5 sacks each down the stretch. Allen and Trayvon Walker.
If they do that, are you offering Josh Allen a big deal?
No, I'll bring him back on the. He's back for the 5th-year deal though.
That's right.
How many wins do you think they get in the last 7, Pete?
2.
So 5-12.
Yeah, which is about what I picked them to start the season.
What are the 2?
How many do you think they're going to get? 3?
If I look at I think 2 or 3. But if I try to take my heart and want and desire and believe,
then they're going to the playoffs, right?
If I just sit back and say what this team has done and how they perform and where the talent level is right now and how it's performing, 2 or 3 is my guess.
Everything would have to,
I guess my point is
for them to win
too,
5 games.
Because my knee jerk reaction's like, well, just lose them all and get a better draft pick.
Oh, geez, here we go.
No, but let me finish. That's my knee jerk.
Tanking.
But this team needs to learn how to win. They need to change their culture here. And so I think this is really important on the back half of the season. That they're not going to the playoffs. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they get on a magical 96 run where they just win everything and win close games and the ball bounces their way. I hope it happens. I really do. It'd be fun for the city, it'd be fun for the team. I don't think it is. I'll be rooting hard. I'll have my, sunshine and rainbow glasses on and all the things that I get accused of, trust me. But I do think it's important this team, boy, it'd be great if they could go 4-3 down the stretch. Or 5-2. And get to that 7 or 8 win mark where you feel like you have something to build on next year. Like what I think can't happen is you go 1-6 and end up 4-13. Even 5-12 isn't great.
So they need to get this. They need to get 6-11 at least in your mind.
Yeah, Pete. At the minimum, I think they need to get 7-10 somehow, because you want to change the narrative of who you are and how that locker room feels about themselves and how the building, what has to stop in this dang building and this fan base and everything else is here we go again. Oh, we're just the Jags. That's toxic. People believe. It impacts teams. It impacts individuals. It impacts organizations. There's something about believing you're going to win. It's something about creating a culture where you are expecting to win, and that has to be.
You were part of something like that once in '96. What changed?
I was.
What changed?
I saw it happen. I felt it.
How did it change?
Yeah,
Start winning football games.
What made you feel like you could win? You guys could win games, and nobody had any idea. You guys were 3-7 at one point.
4-7. We were 3 and we went 3-6, 4-6, 4-7, and then we won 5 straight.
That's right, 5 straight to get to 9-7.
We won some close games. We were more. I think we were probably more talented than this team at certain positions, but not at others. No one knew Jimmy Smith was. He was a backup. He was like the 4th receiver until Andre Rison got cut. You had a bunch of young guys who just started playing good football. And we lost crazy games once possession games, much like this team did, and we started winning. And it changed. What happened is it changed. You had a belief. What we did in the playoffs that year, going into 97, it was oh, we're a playoff team. You walked into the building for camp and we're going to the playoffs. It's not a question we're hoping. We were going to the playoffs. Pete, you remember that team?
Down the stretch, you almost saw it happening.
No, but coming into 97, you remember that it was a different feel around the building.
Oh, yeah, because of what happened in 96. You thought you were good.
That's right.
Yeah, you have to start believing in something. And that's why I thought last week would make them believe in something. I thought last week was a game that could get them going. And then they actually had opportunities against Kansas City. You got to make those field goals, and you had a touchdown call back for an illegal man downfield. There was opportunities in that game. It wasn't like they played great or anything, but they had chances. Well, when have they been blown out this year?
They have not.
Nope.
And that's a good sign.
Very good sign.
They're not a great team right now and a team ready to go to the postseason, but they're also not an awful team despite their record.
They are not.
Yesterday was the largest margin of defeat.
Yes. First time points. It wasn't a one-possession game.
Correct.
So I think this team needs to find a way to get to 7. 4-3. That would be success to me. Anything 4-3 or better is success. And obviously Trevor has to play well and stay healthy, and there's like all those other things. But I'm talking, this organization needs to remember what it means to win and how to win and expect to win. You have to change the whole culture.
Beat the Titans once, and then you can start. You know what I mean? Go there, or let them come there. Just beat them once, so you can pound your chest and say we beat them. You know what I mean? That's what those guys need to be able to say. The history is awful. Until they start beating the Titans, there's always going to be those doubts, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's single-threaded to the Titans, Pete. I hear what you're saying. I think if this team can go 4-3, 5-2 down the stretch, and get to 7 or 8 wins, they won't make the playoffs, but that's fine. If they go 5-2
down the stretch, and both games are blowout losses to the Titans, you still feel good about that?
I don't think this team's going to get blown out. If they go 5-2 and lose to the Titans twice, yes, I still feel good.
Yeah. I think they need to start learning how to win those games.
I'd rather go 5-2 and sweep the Titans.
Right. You'd rather almost go 4-3 and sweep them than go 5-2 and lose to them twice.
Yes. Because part of it, to me, the back half of the season is not about. It's about development of young players. Like Devin Lloyd's got to get better. He's got to progress. Trayvon Walker needs to learn how to rush the passer. I mean, you got to get some of these young guys improved. You want to see the development of Trevor Lawrence continue. ETN, continue.
One thing that we, at least I was big on it, and I know you guys kind of got on it a little bit too, and a lot of people with doubts. Christian Kirk has proven to be everything they thought he would be.
He's been great.
I mean, he's not a number one wide receiver. He's their number one though, and he's clearly their number one. And I think he's been fantastic.
He gets open.
Always.
Yeah, Chris Kirk's a good player.
There was a lot of angst from outside the building of the number they paid him around the league, obviously, but who cares?
I mean, where does he rank in the – I got to look and see, but I think he's up there in the top of a lot of those categories too.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Pete, I only bring this up because we just played, and I don't have – and here's his numbers, and he's done a good job.
Yeah, he's 9th in the league in targets, 11th in receptions, 10th in receiving yards, and 3rd in touchdown.
It's fantastic.
Pete, let me ask you a question. This is just – it's bye week, so we do stupid things like this. Looking back, and I thought of this standing on the field watching the Chiefs, and I think it's close to the same salary combined. Would you rather have Juju Smith-Schuster and Valdez-Scantling, the two of them, or just Christian Kirk?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I think Kirk is better than both of them, but together they might be a better option because you get the threat in the middle of the field in Smith-Schuster, and then you get the speed threat with Valdez-Scantling. And I was a big believer in Valdez-Scantling. I thought the Jaguars should have signed him. Anyways, would you rather have Valdez-Scantling or Zay Jones?
It'd be interesting. I think Zay Jones' numbers are probably better than Valdez-Scantling.
They are.
Right now.
They are. But he missed time a little bit too, I think. So I think Kirk and Zay Jones are fine together. The problem now becomes you need a third one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my point is, I agree with you. If you look at the signing of Zay Jones and Christian Kirk, those guys are both performing well. Are they perfect? No, but who is? But they are good players, and we are as good at the wide receiving position since Jimmy and Keenan were here. That's a fact.
And if they had a guy like you draft one of those guys, like let's for example, just say like the Bengals had T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and drafted Jamar Chase, and now they have arguably the best, and I think they're the best receiving group in the league. So if you had Zay Jones and Christian Kirk and somehow you could find that other guy, you might have the best receiving group in the league.
Calvin Ridley next year.
I mean, you can't discount him. I mean, he was in 2 years ago, Calvin Ridley was a number one wide receiver before all that stuff. I mean, was it 90 catches, averaged over 15 yards a catch, and had 9 touchdowns? That's number one receiver stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he's like after being out of football for 2 years. Peter, I was talking to someone about this the other day. Can you name one guy in the history of the league that has sat out 2 years from playing football and came back and was the same player?
No.
That's my
But most of the guys who sat out, though, Tony, were either sitting out for an injury, or they were older and were holding out for more money. Like, what's his name? Didn't Sean Gilbert sit out a whole year, then come back? He was never the same.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
So this is different. He's only, 25? Is it Ridley?
I think he's 28, 29.
26?
I thought he was 28.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But you're right, though. There's nothing saying he's going to be the same player.
Ridley turns 28 December 20th.
Yeah, he's 28 years old. That's my biggest concern. I mean, yes, before Ridley left the game, he was outstanding. No doubt about it.
But with him in the fold, you can't really draft a receiver in the first 2 or 3 rounds with all the other needs on this team.
No, I'm not against the move. I'm not being critical of the move. I'm just saying that's the risk.
Right. You wouldn't make that move with the idea that you would draft a receiver down the road. And I'll be honest with you. The free agent class of receivers stinks relative to where it's been. And the class of receivers in college football isn't as good as it's been over the years. So it makes sense to go make a move like that.
That is Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. We're back with Fanatics fan questions, and there are plenty after a Jaguars loss to the Chiefs. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Experience custom elegance for your home with new windows and patio doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, get 20% off windows and 20% off patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires November 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
If the last couple years have taught us anything, it's to show the ones we love how much we care. That's why Pet Paradise calls you by name from the moment you arrive. Why our pack leaders know each and every friend you like to play with out on the turf. And that you like some snuggles before you fall asleep. The more we see and get to know you, the more you'll see how much you mean to us. Pet Paradise. It's a new day in pet care.
At 5 Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. ViStar Credit Union, ViStarCU.org. Go Jags!
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Welcome back. Jaguars Happy Hour continues. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and Hall of Famer Tony Boselli after a Jaguars loss to the Chiefs. And time now for the Fanatics fan questions. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. Shop today and rep your Jags gear on game day and every day. Fanatics.com officially licensed everything. We put the cat signal out on Twitter earlier today. Here's the best we came up with. Question number 1, at Duval_Magic. Pete told us at the beginning of the year that this year is all about 16 getting reps and developing, and the next year we could make a run. How do you guys feel so far about his development? 16, of course, being Trevor Lawrence.
I like it. I mean, he's getting better. He's being coached. He's understanding the system. I think he's making better decisions. He had a bad game in London, but he's a young guy. I feel positive of where he is on his path to being a franchise quarterback.
I agree 100%. I just think early he had a little moments there where he struggled a bit. He kind of got back out of it again, and I think the way he's played the last couple of weeks has been outstanding. So I'm not concerned about him one bit. And now, having said that, I did think this would be a big-time breakout season for him, and it hasn't quite worked out to that degree yet. Remember I said I thought he'd throw over 30 touchdown passes. He's not going to sniff that. I mean, that's not going to happen. And so from that standpoint, at least my standpoint, I thought it would be better than where it is. But I do think he's making progress. And anybody who thinks he shouldn't be the franchise quarterback and won't be a franchise quarterback is misguided.
Next question. Social media. Twitter. Busy today. This is from at Reno Hightower 21. The O-line got worked at times yesterday. How do we best remedy this for next season? Do you agree with that? First off, Tony, doesn't sound like you did.
I don't know about
totally.
worked.
Yeah, I don't know if worked is the right word.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is like, I love our fans. I love the questions. Please keep them coming. But why is it like when it doesn't go well, it's always like they blame, like it's like let's blame the offensive line. They got worked. What do you mean they got worked? I haven't heard one question about how great they've been the last 5 weeks. By the way, like in the last 5 weeks, the number one rushing offense in the NFL. One of the lowest sacks totals in the NFL. Yeah, was it their best game? Yeah, no, it wasn't. Spagnuolo blitzed, got after him, brought more than they pick up a couple times. A couple guys got a little bit leaky, no doubt about it. The right side did not have their best day, but they didn't get worked. I just disagree with that characterization.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think after watching the tape, again, I said it earlier, I thought they got worked, then watched the tape, they didn't get worked. There were moments where they didn't play great in certain spots. I thought the right side had some bad moments, but getting worked, no, they didn't get worked. The offense as a whole got worked at times because they couldn't handle the blitz and didn't slide the protection and little things and held the ball. But other than that, the line did not get worked. Now, as far as fixing it, I don't know if you have to fix it, but we talked about it earlier, Tony. They're going to have an issue at right tackle. They're going to have to find a right tackle. Somewhere, somehow, some way, they got to find a right tackle.
I mean, here's the thing. If you draft a guy in the second round, you shouldn't have to be looking for a right tackle. They drafted Walker Little last year in the second round.
You're the one who's questioned whether he can play right tackle in the past.
I didn't. I just asked. We got beat out by Juwan Taylor. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
Juwan Taylor's better than him right now.
Can he be your right tackle?
I
In
don't
your
know.
mind, right now, if I asked you right now, let Walker walk, and you would be okay with Walker Little as your right tackle.
You have to get better.
I mean, everybody's got to get better all the time. But you think I know you're avoiding the issue. You don't.
I'm not going to stand pat. I'll tell you this: there's going to be competition in training camp for him.
From where though?
I don't know. There'll be someone out there, some veteran nomad of an offensive line who's been like on 4 teams that's, scrappy and I don't know.
Yeah, you've seen some of the right tackles who are playing in this league right now. I mean, no. I mean, the Chiefs start guy Wiley, who's been a guard. He's their starting right tackle. They have issues at right tackle. Then he goes down. They put the other guy in. He was off the scrap heap. You understand what I'm saying? If Walker Little's not the answer, they got a major problem.
I agree. He's got to be it.
Next question. Got under the burr in the saddle there a little bit. At Devil Jaguar X82, why is the defensive line struggling so much? We keep hearing why Josh Allen is a bad dude, in a good way, I think, but he's invincible on Sundays.
No, invisible, not invincible.
Thank you. Invisible
Read
on
much?
Sundays. Trayvon also not living up to the billing of number 1 pick. Is it scheme? Is it effort? Why are they constantly not impacting the defensive side of the ball?
I don't think it's scheme. I don't think it's effort. I mean,
it's not effort. It's certainly not effort because they both play hard. It's not effort.
Neither guy has looked like a dynamic pass rusher. Like, dynamic pass rushers have great inside moves. Like, did anyone watch Bosa last night?
Right.
He was working upfield, power move, then just nails him with a spin to the inside that's hard because you're trying to stop everything else, and he's disruptive.
He's working him up the field, and then he comes inside with his hands and comes inside.
That's right. I thought that's what Josh Allen would do this year, and he just hasn't. Like, there's nothing that Trayvon has some power that can make you think twice. But he goes right down the middle, so it's not effective power a lot of times. There's not a... You have to have something that scares a tackle, and I don't think they do. For whatever reason, I thought Josh Allen would. I'm a big Josh Allen fan, and he plays hard, and I appreciate him. I like him a ton. He's a great dude. But you gotta get tackles unsettled. You got to be able to threaten them inside. You have to do something. You have to get on their edge. You have to get them their feet out of whack so you can counter back with power or a good inside move or hand slap up the. And I haven't seen it. Like, Smoot's the best pass rusher on this team.
But again, Smoot, Allen, Walker. None of them are what you would call dynamic, explosive up the field edge rushers.
No. Smoot's a better inside pass rusher.
Right. But that's just it. You watch games and you see these guys chasing people down and like Von Miller, and then now he's special. But there are other guys. You can see them chasing guys down. These guys don't do that. They don't win with their speed ever. Even Josh Allen at his finest wasn't a speed guy, Tony.
Yeah, I don't think you just run around very many guys.
No, I know, but you have to also have that element.
But Pete, you can create that if you have a inside move where you can set up with power and you get a guy leaning.
Well, okay, but Trayvon Walker doesn't have any of that because he doesn't know how to do it yet. What's Josh Allen's excuse?
Well, Trayvon Walker never did it in Georgia, in college. So I don't know why all of a sudden you thought he was going to show up in the NFL and develop some skill set he never had in college. It's not fair to the kid.
But why hasn't Josh Allen done it?
I don't know. I don't have an answer. That's very good, at least. I don't. But the expectations that Trayvon Walker was, we said it on the show. If you're counting on him being a dynamic pass rusher, did you watch tape? He's a good football player, disruptive, has just freakish capabilities and athletic ability and size, strength, length, speed. But
they drafted Paul Spicer first overall.
No, come on. Wow, that's not fair. I still think Trayvon Walker is going to be a good football player.
I do too.
But he's not a dynamic pass rusher. He wasn't that in Georgia. Why all of a sudden would he tell me last guy?
Whereas Hutchinson and Thibodeau both were dynamic pass rushers.
They were pass rushers. Like,
Right.
you watch Hutchinson, he knows how to rush the passer. How many sacks does he have on the year this year, Pete?
4.
It's nothing great.
4 or 5, I think. Maybe
Who's
5.
that?
He got another one yesterday, I think.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
But his ceiling. But the reason you didn't take Aiden Hutchinson because everyone thought the ceiling was too low.
Or he's a one-trick pony, right?
Yeah, but that trick pony goes up the field.
It's a
He knows how
damn
to
good
use
trick.
his hands.
Damn good trick.
I mean, right now, I'll take a pony that could stack the quarterback.
Need some more tricks.
I mean,
but so it's like wildly unfair to me, like to put this on Trayvon Walker.
no, and it's not. It for him, he's got to learn how to be a pass rusher. I'm more concerned about the other guy who's not rushing the passer the way in year number. What is it? 3?
4.
This is 3? 4. 4. This is year 4. He should be well ahead of where he is right now, and it's just not happening.
Well, I guess my question. Yeah, I don't know. Never mind.
Well, it sounded like we were going down another avenue there for a
No,
second.
he was going to go somewhere where he doesn't want to go right now.
No, I'm just. The expectations that Trayvon Walker was going to be a pass rusher, I just don't understand where they came from. I just don't. I mean, tell me the last guy in college who came from college to the NFL, his rookie year, who wasn't a pass rusher in college, but all of a sudden became a dynamic pass rusher in the NFL. I just don't know of that guy.
No.
It's hard to rush the passer. Like, it takes skill set. It's not just big, strong, fast guys. It's like you understand angles. You know how to get on the edge. You know how to use your hands. You know how to counter, work back inside. I mean, there's like a skill set. And so I'm just responding to the question. I wouldn't be freaking about Trayvon Walker. Like, it doesn't, like, I'm not shocked. I am surprised about Josh Allen, because I thought Josh Allen would be a 12 to 15 sack guy, and he's not.
Our next question, social media. That was a good one. This is from @TrillWill92. Why were there so many guys running wide open on our defense yesterday? Oh, boy. We touched on this earlier.
Yeah, poor drops, poor communication. We heard about, JP, you talked about Doug saying that the coach to player communication went out for 2 plays, one being the Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
We talked about maybe you should have called timeout there. They didn't. Blown coverage. That's what happens. But that'd be great if that was the only one. I mean, that guy's wide open, and I think communication and being on the same page is critical. And I think in the middle of the field, I think Devin Lloyd's really struggling in coverage.
He's playing poorly. I mean, you can't sugarcoat it. He's playing bad football right now.
I think that's
and
what
I don't
you
know
said,
why.
Pete.
What's that?
I think that's just what I
I
said.
don't think he sugarcoated it, Pete. He just said that.
Well, he didn't say bad.
I said he's really poor and bad in coverage. What else?
Well, he's not, and he's not playing great in the run game either, Tony.
Awful. Well, we're talking about pass coverage, Pete. That was the question, you idiot.
But I'm just saying he's not as a
Are you
whole.
paying
He's not playing
attention
well.
to the show?
Obviously
I
not,
heard
Tony. Obviously he's not.
I mean, turn off the television or whatever you're doing down there in South Florida.
I heard the question. I'm just throwing it out there. He's playing poorly in all facets of the game.
Okay.
You think he starts next time they take the field?
I think I already said that in the show. I would be surprised if
you said what you would do. What do you think they do?
I think Muma's going to start the next game.
I do too.
Wow. Final question. One more from social media today. @YodaClimber1, would our
we're not doing this.
Why
No.
not?
No.
Would our defense benefit switching to a 4-3?
No, I'm not doing
After
this.
all this crying about switching to
I mean,
3-4 over the
seriously,
years,
no.
now all of a sudden they want to
No.
switch back to 4-3.
No, we're not
How
doing
in the
that.
heck does that
What
work?
do they really play most of the time, anyways?
They play nickel 4 down most of the time. I'm not having this conversation. No.
Of course.
No, it's come on, stop. No.
Better players. Right?
Better production, better performance.
All that.
I mean, I think, a question if you wanted, forget about the 3-4 to 4-3. How big's Trayvon Walker? What, 6'6", 6'5"?
He's 6'6".
6'6", 270?
Yeah, he's 6'5", officially 272.
Do you put 20 pounds on Trayvon Walker and make him a 3-4 defensive end, like make him a Bruce Smith? He doesn't have the skill set Bruce Smith does yet. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Bruce Smith's all-time sack leader. My point is,
But not put him out in coverage.
do you go put him down, make him 290, 285, 290, hand in the ground,
Or do you play him like Chris Jones? when he lines up outside, like with his hand on the ground, like that. You're talking about?
No, I'm talking
right?
a 3-4 defensive end.
Oh, you put him down, so you'd have a nose tackle, him, and another down guy. He'd be. You would think he'd be darn right scary in that role, wouldn't you?
Well, yes.
Like
He's dynamic. He's powerful. You put 15, 20 pounds on him. He's strong as heck. And then you can I actually, one of the things I want to see down the stretch, let him rush inside.
Didn't they do that for a minute, like a few weeks ago?
I don't remember. I forget.
Yeah, I'm with Tony. I think maybe putting 15, 20 pounds on him wouldn't be bad. Put another 10 to 12 on Devin Lloyd and make him that outside linebacker that can rush the passer.
I mean, I'm just
we're definitely spitballing. That's what we're doing.
Huh?
Yeah.
Spitball. I definitely want to see him rush from the 3 technique down the stretch. I would like to see it.
Why not?
I would agree with you.
Well, that question you didn't like led to some pretty good spitballing, I thought.
No, I'm not giving that question credit.
Good spitballing.
Pete and I kind of, we're like a good jazz band. You can kind of play off each other. And just
you two? I'm not involved in this?
But you're not too enamored with see what Lloyd can do with rushing from the outside, though, as a rusher, situational rusher.
I'm not against it.
Okay. I'm all with you on Trayvon Walker. Put 25 pounds on him, put him down. Put 15 on the other guy and stand him up.
I'm not against it.
A lot of weight being gained around here.
But I actually think Trayvon could gain 10 pounds, get to 280, 285 and play that position. He is so long and so strong and powerful.
You're probably right. Doesn't have to be a ton of weight.
No. I mean, that dude's like a man. He's a stud.
He is a man.
You know what I'm saying? He's just he's a stud.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's why everyone freaking out about him not rushing the passer. I'm like, come on, go turn the tape on.
Let's come back. Thanks for the questions today. The Fanatics fan questions led to some interesting discussion there. Like a jazz band, you said, Tony.
We're like a jazz band. We can play off each other. You know how they riff? Kind of like you just go riff. You just kind of spit. I mean, we call it spitballing, and Joe will tell you this in the in the music world. Jazz, they start riffing.
It's called improvisation.
Improv, riffing, just play off each other.
Improv
and that's what we
comedian.
Do. No, you're not. We're back in a moment.
Your dad likes me, JP. Come on.
Yeah, he loves you. We'll go around the NFL. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
It's football season, and time to take your game to the next level with a Ford F-150 truck. Light up your tailgate with an available Pro Power onboard generator. And with an available 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine, you can tow just about anything you need to rule the stadium lot. Ford F-150, part of the F-Series lineup that have been the best-selling pickups for 45 straight years. Get to your local Ford store today. Proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Basketball action is back at the University of North Florida. Come watch the Ospreys start their season at the newly upgraded UNF Arena. Be there for the men's basketball home opener, November 19th against SC State. Free t-shirts for the first 700 fans. It's also Military Appreciation Day. Military and immediate family members receive free admission. Go Ospreys, and thank you to all who serve. Visit UNFOspreys.com for tickets and details.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnery, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank.
From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast.
We're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours.
We're with you. You have big plans.
Financial questions.
And decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back down the home stretch of Jaguars Happy Hour on this Monday. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. A lively discussion tonight after a Jaguars loss to the Chiefs and the bye week.
I think it's because I'm wearing a suit. I got a little more energy today.
Is that it?
Why are you in a suit?
I went to Judy Coughlin's funeral today. Pete was today.
Oh man, terrible.
And I was got busy and just didn't have time to change, frankly. But Tom spoke. He did an amazing job. It was a beautiful service. And Brian Coughlin, their third child, spoke as well.
Brian.
And Brian was as good. And I had to do my dad's eulogy, so it's not easy to do. In 2021, I did it. Brian was off the charts. He was so good. It was such a great. He honored his mother, and it was funny, and it was perfect. And so, hats off to Brian, but just sad, you know.
You guys are big. You guys, I tell you what, I give you credit for you did your dad's eulogy for what you said about him at your Hall of Fame thing, and I tell you what, when my mom died, there was a chance in hell, and I talk for a living. There's not a chance in hell I could have got up there and done that. I couldn't have. I wouldn't have made it. I would not have made it through.
It was sad because but it was a beautiful ceremony, and a lot of people there, a lot of former coaches, current coaches made the trip out. And honored Judy's memory, and just thoughts and prayers, and
great lady,
the whole Coughlin family, because we all walk away from the funeral and we go on to our lives, but that doesn't go away, and that hurt and that pain and the sadness and everything. It takes time to get through that and to grieve, and Tom, I feel for him because they were married 55 years, 55 years together. Yeah, it's and they were best friends, and she was an amazing lady, and so it was nice to be there. But
I wish I could have been there. I just couldn't get out of work.
Yeah,
but I wanted to come, and she was always, like I said last week, always treated me with respect, and she was so nice to me always, and there were moments where she didn't have to be, because he certainly wasn't, but she always was. She was always handled herself with grace, and I think grace is the best word to describe her.
Agreed.
I'm sure she heard about Pete Prisco a time or two from the boss.
I'm sure she did.
That's the way it works. Hey, let's.
My wife heard about him too, so it's okay.
True. Well said by both of you guys, by the way. Let's finish up today's show and go around the NFL and listen to a few calls. The Panthers, of course, over the Falcons Thursday night. Bucks over the Seahawks in Munich 21-16. But the Vikings-Bills matchup might be one of the games of the year, if not the game of the year, in the National Football League. A wild ending inside a minute to play. Vikings had a 4th and forever. A wild catch by Jefferson kept it going. They get down to 4th and goal at the 1. Cousins' sneak is stopped short. The Bills took over from their own 1-yard line with a 4-point lead, and then all hell broke loose with Paul Allen and Pete Bursich on the KFEN Minnesota Vikings radio network.
And Davis is behind Allen, and he tried to push him. He didn't get out of there.
He didn't get out.
He did not get out. That's a safety. Give it to us. Give us the safety.
Look at what's taking so long.
Oh, the ball came out.
Down.
Yes, the
Are you
Vikings.
kidding me?
The Vikings are going to win.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, drop that ball, Josh Allen.
That ball came loose.
Holy cow. Josh Allen tried to
the touchdown
through the middle. They signaled touchdown.
The ruling on the field is that the quarterback muffed the snap. Minnesota dived on the ball in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yes! Yes!
Are you kidding me?
Well, the problem there is that the game wasn't over yet. Yes,
No,
they
it
had the
wasn't.
lead, and it was a long way to go, Pete. They ended up winning, but boy, it took the scenic route.
With that call right there for Paul Allen. The game's not over. But, Tony, do you remember all the right moves? The movie?
Yes.
Do you remember Salvucci fumbled and they cost him the game?
Yes.
We have our new Salvucci. It's Josh Allen. I mean, what are you doing? All you have to do is take the snap. Just get the snap and fall forward. The game's over.
Could you? I mean, it was on the 1 inch line. He had to get a couple.
But even
feet
if he gets a safety, though, they're still winning. All you have to do is take the snap.
Well, you know what I was wondering there, Pete? Would you have been better off if you're Buffalo?
Snap it out of the end zone?
No, getting in the shotgun and doing like a quarterback sweep where if it's not there, you can throw it out of bounds because you're outside the pocket.
Then you stop the clock again, though.
Okay, but my point is,
but who's going to fumble the sneak snap?
Right.
Like, that never happens.
Yeah, you can't. That's a good point.
That's not on the bingo card.
Forget
But-
this.
but-
This is the NFL.
NFL.
Yeah, the NFL.
It's
Forget
Josh Allen.
Yeah, forget about it. You can't fumble the snap.
But not only that, they were up. Had a chance to go up to 21 points, and he didn't go for a field goal, and he threw an interception on 4th down. Then they had a 4th and 16, and the defensive back, instead of batting it down, tries to intercept it, and Jefferson makes a one-handed catch to keep it going. That game had everything and anything in it, and the game wasn't over because he went right down the field and threw an interception in the end zone.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Unbelievable. Lions over the Bears, but boy, the quarterback in Chicago looks pretty good. Josh Fields running around. Dolphins over the Browns. They're right at the top of the AFC East. Steelers beat the Saints. Packers over the Cowboys in overtime. The Cowboys had a 14-point lead. They blew that in the fourth quarter. Cardinals over the Rams. Niners over the Chargers. Monday Night Football. It's a battle in the NFC East. The Washington Commanders started 1-4. And then won 3 straight before a loss last week. Taylor Heineke at the controls at quarterback again as they try to knock off Jalen Hurts in the second-best scoring offense in the NFL. The last unbeaten team in the league, the 8-0 Philadelphia Eagles at home. Who you got in South Philly tonight, Tone?
Oh, I think the Eagles win by 10. I mean, they're a better team. I think they win by 10.
I think they win the game, but I think Washington hangs around. The Eagles can't stop the run. And they're bad against the run. They're one of the worst teams in the league against the run. I think the Washington will run the ball on them and hang around. But you're right. The Eagles will win the game.
All right. The picks are in. We've got a couple minutes left. So bye week coming up. Pete, you got to work. Sorry about it.
What are you going to do on your bye week, JP?
He's working.
I'm working as well.
Where are you going? You got a game to call?
Southern California and UCLA at the Rose Bowl.
Wow.
Big game.
What about that?
Yeah.
Best uniform game in football.
Should be.
USC, UCLA.
There will be no defense in that game.
It was going to be about 52 to 50. Yep.
What is with the Pac-12? Nobody plays defense. But then again, nobody in college football plays defense.
Not anymore.
Except for Georgia.
No. And Georgia does pretty well. They shut down Tennessee.
Wonder why that is. Oh, they got all those recruits there.
It's
coaching, Pete. It's all coaching.
All coaching. Come on, it's all about coaching.
I could coach those kids. So you got a bye week. Tony's got a bye week. You got to work. I got to work.
That's how it works.
I'll be working.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
I'll be working. Trust me.
Do you have? You don't have a game this week with Westwood 1 or something?
No. Took the weekend off. I got my daughter's birthday, so I'll be entertaining.
By the
her.
way, one last thing before we get out of here.
Yes, hurry.
They asked me about Jeff Saturday on the air the other day. I was on with Brady Quinn, and I said, look, no matter how bad he is, he's still not the worst NFL coach of all time. Urban Meyer is. He will not be worse than Urban Meyer, and Brady Quinn works with him. You should have seen the look on his face.
Wow. There you go. Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli.
I like it, Pete.
Joe Fortunato, Britt Reaver, David Cho, our entire crew. I'm J.P. Shadrick. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.